Hey guys, Orla here from your Women's Gear Review channel, and today we are reviewing the Laneway Totepack from Bellroy. In this review, we have sectioned it off into a wee summary, features, fit check, comfortability, how it feels on the female body, we airline test, water test, pros and cons, and then rounding up the video with some final thoughts. And of course, if there is anything that we have missed that you would like to know about this bag, then just pop us a wee comment below. Okay, let's get cracking on with the summary. So this is priced at £149 and it is made from recycled materials. What I love about Bellroy is that over on their website, they kind of give you a breakdown of that. 50% fishing nets and then 50% post-industrial nylon. So definitely doing their bit for the planet, which we absolutely love to see. The dimensions for this bag is 40 by 40 by 10 centimeters and it is a weight of just 1.1 pounds and a volume of 18 litres. Bellroy do offer a 3-year warranty and they do also offer 100-day returns and free shipping depending on orders over. So you can get it in 3 colours. You can get it in the fawn that I have here, or you can get it in the ink or the sea kelp. I highly recommend checking out their belt bag as well. If you want to go matchy, have this on your back and this across your body, hands free and all that there, then perfect wee match. I have been wanting to test out more tote packs since my review from the Peak Design tote pack. It's definitely different, this one. This holds a bit more flexibility to it, whereas I feel with Peak designs, they are very structured. They sit up by themselves. They are what they are, like there is no real give to it. Whereas this, you can kind of max it out in terms of its flexibility. I do love a wee tote pack because you do have that option then. I am very, you know, indecisive sometimes, so I do sometimes like an over the shoulder bag, but I also like a backpack, so it's great that with this kind of style you have those options. As mentioned, there is flexibility to it, but do not be alarmed. There is sufficient padding, especially where you need it. Here on the back as well, you've got more flexibility here on the front. As you can see, it kind of forms to the shape of what's in there, those 2 kind of pockets. And then the back is a bit more structured because when you are placing it into backpack mode, that's kind of what you want. And then also, if you are placing any kind of electronics, at the moment I have my laptop in there, so at least I know then if that's at the back there, it is a bit more secured and saved with that pattern. I think with the kind of style, this is a nice color. It's quite neutral and something that you can dress up and down. Now, I do prefer this kind of tote pack mainly in tote mode than I do as a backpack, just in terms of like the shape. Whereas like if I was using Peak Design one, I definitely prefer that as a backpack because it's a bit more structured. If that makes more sense. Like I feel like on tote mode, you can kind of get away with that kind of flexibility look, and then it's a bit more aesthetically pleasing when it is like kind of rugged and put together when it is on your back. But nonetheless, we'll get into that a bit more when we get into a fit check. In terms of also like the style, I can't say I am loving this kind of front 2 pockets and that kind of style. It looks like 2 wee shorts. Like, does that make sense? Like this is like 1 leg and this is 1 leg and they're like 2 little shorts. Okay, let's get cracking on with the features. So in terms of the branding, it is quite minimal. You have just the Bellroy here on the front, which is absolutely grand. I do appreciate that. I do love that it is all in lowercase letters, which is quite aesthetically pleasing. They don't have it here on the hardware in terms of like with their belt bag. They had like the little bird logo. I'm assuming it's an oil. I don't know. I need to like study that a bit more, but I'm sure it's a bird of some sort. They don't have that implemented on this kind of hardware here. On the outside here is just that, which keeps it like with that clean sleek look, but you also know I'm getting Bellroy here. In terms of your tote handle style here, this is your tote mode. It's that like seatbelt material. There is no cushion pattern to it. Then you have the one that obviously joins to it to make that tote. We'll get a bit more into that in terms of like the fit check, but that is what it is. There is no like wee extra kind of hook or anything. You can't be hanging this here up. If you wanted to hang it up, it would be through these ones. And then on the back is where you have your added straps, and then you have that little compartment where you can push it down. But externally it is quite sleek, especially if you are tucking away those straps too. It kind of keeps it in design with this whole nice look that it has. Apart from, I don't know about you guys, but this front, although I like the fact that I can pack it out, I just don't like the split down the middle. I'd rather just 1 big pocket. Then what we have is our first pocket here, which lovely nice custom pullers. I like that it kind of is hidden in behind here, so it's nice and tucked away. And inside you've got 2 split compartments. Now, as mentioned, I'm not an overly huge fan of it, but it does give that kind of organization that I didn't know I needed until I started packing out this bag and using it for a wee day away. I have a lot of things in here, so I was able to pack 2 hairbrushes. Yep, two different ones that I need for my hair, headphones, and a bottle of spray, right? But I've not opted to use that wee pocket because whatever I wanted to fit in there, whether it was this or my hairbrush, I find that it was just sticking up. If I had anything smaller like tablets and things like that, that's where I would place it into that. When you look in, I really like the bright interior. There is like a kind of like like a sheer look to it where you can't really see on the inside, but when you're looking in, it's got that really nice natural light, so you're not literally digging around for your valuables in there. You can actually see what is inside, and it is that easy clean material, and the exact same kind of style on the other side, except this side doesn't have a pocket. Just has space here where I'll be able to fit in a makeup bag, a purse, wallet, and a tripod. And then inside that is where you have your key lash here, which is super easy to attach and detach. It's one of these hooked ones, so you're not having to fiddle about with it, and you can chuck that in and pull on that rope. So if you do have things in there and it is fully packed out and you're wondering where your keys are, if you just pull on that there rope, then bada bing bada boom. And that is that. And see, even with this packed out the way I have it, you could still fit a wee bit more of organization in there. It's obviously going to depend on how you want to pack it yourself, but there is plenty of space, and with that flexibility, then you can pack it to the max. That is just handy for quicker access, things that you want to have closer to you that you can get quicker access to, then that is there. And then you move on to your main compartment, which is here. And it would have been nice to maybe have like a magnetic close here to just close that off, keep in line with that kind of water resistant material. That would have been a shout for me. But anyways, you do open it up here at the top. It's like that little flap style here. You're opening it up, custom puller, you just pull along, easy to maneuver. And inside is a ball of fun. Bright interior again. I'm literally looking into this and I can actually see what I'm looking for. And what I thought I wasn't going to appreciate, I absolutely do appreciate, and it is this organization that they have, right? So what they have is 2 kind of pop-up compartments. So even when they're not in use, you can kind of fold them into themselves. But you have 2 on each side, so you can fit your 500ml water bottle, and you can also fit an umbradoodle if you want to, or either or on each side. Those pockets run kind of deep as well, and as mentioned, if not in use, then they kind of just flap back. So it's, if you want to make full range of that whole kind of space inside there and you don't want to use those side pockets, then you can absolutely do that, which I absolutely love. And then inside it's just space again. They've done like a genius idea of keeping this blocked off from everyone else, right? But when you look inside, there's natural light getting in, so the sheerness kind of like comes through, and then you're able to see the bottom of the bag. So again, absolutely appreciate that, Bellroy. You hit the nail on the head with the kind of bright interior here and the way you've kind of set it up where when light comes in, there is that like the reflection where you can actually see everything, which is really nice. You can pack this up how you want, which is sound. Just be aware of what you have in this front pocket. You can kind of feel it into the main compartment. It doesn't really take up the space, but it does kind of like cave into like a smaller compactness. Then I have opted to place in some sunglasses. You've got a camera there and the kind of charger here for the laptop compartment that I'll get into in a minute. Now, what I would have loved is that because of these smaller items here, I really don't want to be placing them into the main body of the bag, and I've already, you know, used the 2 side compartments here with the umbrella and the water bottle. So what it would have been nice is like a top pocket to kind of shove those little smaller features into, or even like a wee fleece line pocket. That would have been nice at the top. But you have plenty of space to just pack it up, but just be aware of what you're packing, because then you have to kind of hulk about to get that. Obviously, you're going to know that yourself. Then in this compartment is really handy to place in your laptop. This is my 12-inch laptop. It does fit up to a 14-inch, but for reference, we are going to measure the space so we can see how much in terms of length we can get out of it. That's what I like to do, because sometimes the space is bigger than what you can get in. Now, I'd say about 13.5 is your max here. And then across is about 10 inches max, absolute max. I would even go 9.5 if you could. That is a smaller space for like smaller tech accessories, but it's there if you need it. There isn't loads of padding to it. So if you are like having like a MacBook or something a bit more valuable than the Sion, then I would definitely pad it up just to give yourself a little bit of added protection, but in terms of the rest of the bag, it's absolutely grand. Right, now moving on to the kind of back system here. If we kind of move away the straps, they've still gone ahead and given you some sort of padding here, like they've done with their belt bag as well, which, you know, most brands don't even do. They'll just keep it like basic the whole way throughout, whereas they've implemented something that can give you a little bit of cushion here when it is going into that kind of pack mode, which is really nice. You have the option here to use this pocket if you want, but just bear in mind, this back pocket, you can stow away your straps there, or you can use that compartment if you have anything slender and slimmer like a book or a notebook, or even if you wanted to put a tech accessory in there, you absolutely could, but just be aware that it is placed onto your back. I'm just going to give you a bit of a rough measurement so that you know. For that pocket, oh, she's tiny. About 12, yeah, about 11.5, 12 inches in height there. And then across 8.5, about in inches. So if you wanted to, you could absolutely place some electronics in there as well. Padded as mentioned, because that is going up into your back, but just be aware that is going into your back. So if you're not using that handle, you can place it in there too. Then it just kind of leaves this one though flapping down, which is a bit annoying. So I would have loved maybe a bit of storage there. Would that have been too complicated? Or do we care? Do we mind if the tote pack straps are flapping about when it is in back mode? Or would you prefer like a wee pocket here that you could store that one away, because you can do that with this one on the back, unless you do it like that. But it's not as aesthetically pleasing, but I guess it's something. Then you can detach and take off these straps and place them in the back. They're not completely detachable, so you can't actually take it off the top, but you can tuck them in here at the back, which is super handy. And then that kind of just gives that clean, sleek look if you are putting it into that tote mode as well. So I really do like the fact that they have implemented some padding, so when you do put it in the tote pack mode, you're feeling something. Okay, let's get into a wee fit check, comfortability, and how this feels on the female body. We're going into over the shoulder. Really should have paired a better outfit, but here. Oh, this is actually really comfortable. And you know what I find? It's not slipping off. So this is what you want. You don't want the thing going like this, right? Whereas you find this actually stays on. This is what it is like on me. For reference, I am 5'6". So long periods of time, it does get a bit like, oh Lord. So this is when you kind of opt to put it into pack mode, which is nice, and that's why I like the two. So this is what it's like on me in that kind of backpack style mode. So for hard height, I like it up against my back. I am kind of left with this little dangleness. I don't really know how to get rid of that there. Bit annoying. You can kind of just tuck it away, put it behind your back. But it would have been nice to have maybe some dangle stoppers, or maybe I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing, but there doesn't seem to be a system of easily actually doing it. So this is what it is like. By the way, the pattern on the back is absolutely amazing. The straps are so comfortable. I really didn't expect it to be this comfortable. Throughout testing, I've found no issues in rubbing or anything, and it's quite practical. They're really like thin, but they do curve well. You don't have a sternum strap or anything like that. It doesn't get overly heavy, but it's nice to note that you have those two modes. So this is what it's like on me. As you can see, for the water test, the water does just run off this kind of material. Just be aware of the zips. They're not coated. So if you are in like buckets of rain, I would try and get out as quickly as possible, because I would be aware of that kind of seeping through. I mean, it's been absolutely grand during the water test, but just takes a bit longer to dry, especially on these kind of seatbelt materials. Okay, time for a wee airline test. This is the box that represents the EasyJet requirements. So take what you will from that. We want to know, does it fit as a personal item? If it will fit grand as a carry-on, but if you can get away with it as a personal item, that's what you want to know. Perfection. Oh. Okay, time for some pros and cons. Pros are that it is definitely stylish. It's a bit of me, love it. Don't think it really goes with this outfit, but still, within its right, it's definitely stunning. And I love the fact that you can pair it with their belt bag if you wanted to as well, just be fully kitted out. I didn't think I was gonna appreciate the organization, but I absolutely do. I really like how the 2 side compartments, you can use them or you don't have to use them. So super handy, minimal organization, but very effective. And another thing that I absolutely love about Bellroy is that kind of secret air tag slip pocket. You'll never know where it is, but it's in there and you'll find it. Some cons to think about in terms of just keeping like with the sleekness of it. I'd love to see a wee magnetic close here and a wee magnetic close here at the back when you are tucking away those straps. Like that would be nice to just kind of close off everything just a bit more neatly. And yeah, don't really miss it, but it would be nice to see. As mentioned, a wee extra pocket inside, maybe a fleece line pocket or something for when you are top grabbing in there. I know you have this whole organization going in, but I'm thinking about those little wee delicate ones. I would just prefer it in the main compartment too. And then just the front here, I'm definitely not a fan of this split. Let me know in the comments, are you? I'm intrigued to know. So that is the end of our review. We hope you enjoyed, and if you did, then why not consider joining the GBO community and hitting that subscribe button. If you do happen to have a wee nosy on their website and you're thinking about purchasing this bag or any of their other bags, then we would be forever grateful if you could use the links below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.